in 1976, the youth then were not faced with the struggles that we are faced as young people. They were fighting a struggle of inequality. We know specifically they were fighting against Afrikaans and English being the medium of instruction. They were fighting against the quality of education that they were receiving. And years later, we are still in the struggle. We are still fighting certain inequalities that are different to what the youth of 1976 were fighting. Though we now have some form of access to higher education, though the multiracial schools, those barriers have been broken, now we have access to education. Now we have access to work in a building like African Bank. Now you can sit to someone from a different race, in class, in a bus, on a plane. We can use the same restroom, the same facilities, but there are challenges that the young people of South Africa specifically are still faced with. We are not only going to have a venting session and talk about these are the challenges, these are the struggles, the government must do this, the government must do that. Beyond identifying what the challenges and the struggles are for young people, what are we going to do about it?
To our future leaders, we say welcome. Today is your day. You are the VIPs of the program. It's all about you. As Faith has said, we are here to hear you, to listen to you, so that you can start paving a way for others that are also coming after you. Because it's really for us and for this leadership sitting here to start crafting solutions. For them to be able to do so, they need to walk in your shoes first and understand what are your challenges, right? And they need to understand what is it that you want in the future so that they can start crafting it now to prepare for your future when you come into the workplace.
So the people who founded this bank, the likes of Dr. Sam Motsonyane, with a speech that says the rise of the black African as an economic superpower in South Africa. It's of significance. It took them 10 years to raise enough money, to get all the approvals from the homeland leaders, to be able to find and locate the site that they're going to be operating from, to get people to teach them skills for banking. Because you can't just say, I'm going to start a bank and start a bank. It's other people's money that you're going to be working with. So you need to have certain skills that you're going to have. It took them 10 years, but they didn't give up, even during that time. And I want you to draw inspiration from that, to say, as difficult as it may be, as difficult that your circumstances that we face are, and I don't want to make light of them, because one of the things that my mother taught us was you're always in the middle in life. Umaharing, always you're in the middle. There's always somebody who's much poorer than you, who's more miserable than you, who's going through things that you cannot imagine. The pain that they face every single day in their life, you cannot even imagine it. There's always somebody who's worse off than you. Equally so, there's always somebody who's better off than you. They may have better clothes. They may have a phone and your parents can't afford to get your phone. They may have shoes and the only shoes that you wear are the same school shoes that you go to church with as well, because you don't have any other shoes. You are always in the middle. But being in the middle is not what must concern you. What must concern you is to say, how do I move myself forward and better? How do I start to have isbindi, the audacity? And that's why African Bank, our slogan is the audacity to believe. Because our founders, our founding mothers, our founding fathers believed that they could build this bank. They opened the first branch in 1975 in Garankuwa.
It is really companies like us that truly have to have a solid conscience around how we're really elevating the different societal elements. Because I think if I look at it from an HC perspective, it's always the view that if our bank, right, does the right things for entrepreneurship, it elevates this dependency that everyone must have a job, because people are doing things for themselves. it elevates this thing that I'm constantly worried as a parent that am I safe? Because I think the youth are focusing on progressive stuff. They are running their own things. So I think there's a lot of interdependence on these things, but I do think there's a great thing that says, how do we do things that look great in the eyes of our people? And I think for a long time, we've always thought that to work in corporate was the thing to do. So I think now, how do we change that dynamic that says to create the right solutions that move us forward is actually the thing to do?
Our association with African Bank is groundbreaking because we are part of the reimagination of what the future looks like. We are so passionate about young people and how we can change lives. And if we did nothing else, just to increase their confidence 1 inch is all what we're here about. All of you that are here today, your confidence is up 1 inch because now you can go tell the Edna story. You can go tell the Kobisa story. You can go tell the Naledi story, the Faith story, many other stories that are yet to come. So please.